allows teams to key in on those players defensively. For them, having three of the best offensive players in the country suiting up together, teams can't key in on individual guys, and that's what makes them so effective. And, picking up where they left off last season, D'Alto, the reigning offensive player of the week, and again, off to a dominant start, picking up where they left off last season.
Face-off won by the Terriers, and Conor Calderone, number 6, 42 of 72 on face-offs entering the day.
So when he had a chance to move the ball in the fast break, he wanted to take advantage.
Saw Michael Keeley on your screen, 42 in maroon. He has been a difference maker in this first quarter. Behind the back pass, skies away and will run out of bounds. But before that, timeout called by Colgate and head coach Matt Carwick in his 5th season.
Yeah, and Cates is another guy you can't sleep on. We talk about, the big three offensively, obviously D'Alto, Lay, and Perfetto, but BU has multiple other players, who are scoring threats and can make something happen if you focus too much on the big three. Cates, one of those guys.
Violation was committed.
He was named the Patriot League Coach of the Year and New England Coach of the Year. He's a well-traveled guy. Prior to BU, he was an assistant at Yale. He was also a head coach at Merrimack during their Division II days. Also played at Merrimack himself. Was an All-American there. But, certainly.
Junior from Ridgewood, New Jersey. There is a huge contingent of Ridgewood, New Jersey natives on the field today for both teams as the violation committed off the...
Again, like I said, Colgate showed up to play. And, again, give them credit. They haven't had the start to the season they would have liked to have had, but showing up today with confidence, ready to play. Tough conditions on the road, bad weather, not letting it affect them. And, again, just going punch for punch with, one of the best teams in the country here in the Terriers.
Lengthy duel coming off of the face-off. Who will get credit for the victory? It will go to... Officials are going to come together and sort this out first before they declare a winner. All three will come together. To be fair, despite the gray conditions, this is probably the best weather we've had over the last day. We've had sideways snowfall. They will give it to BU after that conference between the three men.
Steady approach kept the pressure on, and again, they've been able to execute when they've had opportunities. You combine that with the way they're playing defensively, and again, I don't think many people expected.
2 in the last couple of possessions now for the Raiders, and they win another face-off, and that may help to fuel their run here, which is now extended to 3.
Yeah, and Ferrara had such a basic approach offensively. We haven't seen, as you said, many flashy plays. And I wonder if maybe guys are more tentative about cutting and trying to change directions and make some of those highlight reel plays when it's harder to get your feet under you in these conditions.
Well, there's a little bit of flashiness, and it is not in a smothering save. Boy, that would have been the play, but then to turn and finish, that's why D'Alto is one of the players on the Tualatin watch list. And right after that goal, they win the ensuing face-off, which is how you can start the run in this sport.
Guys like him and Timmy Lake can catch fire.
You saw Lacombe. He actually thought he made the save. That was certainly not nearly as fast shot as the previous one, but D'Alto unable to be stopped on consecutive possessions. And
of lacrosse we played, we talked about BU, what they're going to be doing at the face-off position. Calderone back out there to take this one.
There was a couple of plays in that first half where they went away from Calderone, went with Benjamin Ferrara, but for the most part, it's been Calderone and Colucci almost exclusively in the center. Long period of battle before the ball is eventually retrieved by BU, and number 41 coming away with it. That's the goalie Garber coming out of his crease before he eventually retrieved it, but after that first half hat trick. But Colgate, despite being pegged back now twice to 2-2 and 5-5, just simply will not surrender the lead. Good win there by Colgate, shoveled back, but there's the speed of the face-off specialist who nearly won it, but Calderone could only knock it into a Colgate cross. Shot quickly, and it's nicely saved up.
But now can the Terriers build off that? Get on a run here, score, multiple unanswered goals.
Good clean win by Calderone. Pivots away from pressure. Gives it up to a teammate. And the Terriers once again will have an opportunity to take their first lead of the contest, but they will
stop letting it rip.
D'Alto now up to 15 on the season. Remember, last year he just stuffed the stat line. 45 goals and 30 assists. 185. Niedringhouse 6'3", 210 took him to town.
Yeah, so again, we'll see, if the Terriers can continue to build, continue to just keep the momentum going. For Colgate, can they respond and continue kind of the seesaw action we've seen with the score all game long, or is this where the Terriers really pull away?
Both teams had a couple of opportunities to secure that face-off. Ultimately, it's Colucci and Colgate, but then they throw it into traffic, and it will go to BU, and an opportunity to extend what is currently a 2-goal lead out to 3.
Off games last year, he'd still have a goal or two. Again, it's just a guy you can't shut down for an entire lacrosse game.
The last 4 goals now going to the Terriers, but this was a 5-2 game, so a very extended now 7-1 run in favor of the team receiving votes.
First, conference matchup of the season, you want to make a statement, not just to your opponent, but to other teams, conference-wide, with the way you play.
Colgate has Navy coming up next at home in Hamilton.
That's a tough one.
BU will take to the road for one of the longer road trips in Patriot League play out to West Central Pennsylvania.
No.
But BU now 5 unanswered goals. And going back to when it was 5-2 Colgate, the run has extended out to 8-1.
The first half, they pretty much shut him down completely.
But now BU not only getting the goals, they're getting the face-offs. Meyer sent that one right at the...
And doesn't give away many opportunities. They're always in position. They're not going to make fundamental mistakes, so Colgate just has to continue to create scoring opportunities of their own.
Well, that is not what Colgate wanted to come out of the ensuing face-off. Mere seconds after they score, it's back to a 5-goal lead. Beautifully triggered, and an outstanding shot from the left side restores a 12-7 advantage.
Yeah, that's how you shut down the momentum, and respond and, take the wind out of Colgate's sails and, any confidence they may have built off that last goal.
That's why you win those face-offs clean. It can start the fast break immediately.
Was that D'Alto's 5th?
That was D'Alto's 5th. You said it, Leverett. Do I even need to say who it is anymore?
Almost a double hat trick.
So 5 for Vince D'Alto. 3 games in, he had 11 goals. There is still time, and he's up to 16.
Here in the second half. And again, the Terriers are such a well-rounded team. Their offensive stars get all the attention, but a number of very talented players on defense. Very solid goaltending with Matt Garber. Again, the Terriers don't really. Maybe in some of the finer points of the game and technical details, there are some things for them to correct. But again, they've had a lot of fight, and there definitely hasn't been a lack of competitive fire.
The goal came from the sophomore Vin Maxwell.